Right, so we just heard the presentations that you see on the screen. So these comments are based on those presentations. So I have seen these slides and I have also provided some comments to them. So again, I don't want to reiterate that. Just my overall sense of comments is again for visual aspect of it. If you have multiple bullet points, fill with entire slides with the pictures and just put one comments at a time or one bullet point so that your message is sync with the pictures in the on the slides. So that's just the visual aspect of it. But I really like the idea how they present as a hypothesis. They say that if I install this one or I do this one, this will happen. So then they see whether the calculation actually match with the hypothesis or not. So that's how normally green infrastructures design would be in the real world. You'll present to your client that this much reduction will happen. That's upfront. You'll say that your design will achieve that. So that's that aspect of this presentation is pretty good. Again, as I said, overall story was pretty good in that way because they present as a hypothesis and they immediately show the results and say what works. And a lot of times, I like the title to be more informative, like the message, because when you see a screen, two things that comes out to your mind very quickly. One is what is written on the title and what the picture is. So 90% of the audience or 99% of the audience will look at those two factors. They will not read the other details because you are presenting, because they don't have to look at the slides too much. They will listen to you. So that's why I would say that emphasize those two a lot more. That means pictures would be very informative, which is the case here. But instead of writing results and discussion, which doesn't mean anything, just write the main message. So whatever you write here as a title, that bullet point could be a title, but you can shorten it to make it more effective. So that's why I say, this is and I really like the idea they connect the design to human health and they dig through literature to see where actually they prove it. So those are very important. That shows that they have studies a lot more journal articles and find the information they're looking for. So every time you present a slide like this with the graphs, it's very important to mention where the source are. I know that you got it from a journal article, but at least you have to write that on the slides because people will be wondering. They want to know where it is and they will make a note of that. So also, you see that how they underline it, part of the hypothesis. So again, you can change the just write hypothesis to just write that 50% of infiltrations will go through the grassy areas bioswales, but that 70% will be removed is not correct. So that's fine. Just write 55% will be reduced. So overall, as I said, this is a pretty good story. I don't have any comments in terms of their projects. They did a good story here and they present well. So that's as far as the this presentation is concerned. And I expect that we have 3 presentations already. If you have, if you decide to present during the class, next class, do it so. You got some experience now, how people are doing it here. Hopefully those are helpful. But also I want to mention few things that as part of the class. So if you go to the class, I know that we had a quiz for, and if you see, click on that one, only 46 attended, which is fine because this was an optional quiz in the sense that best 3 of your 4 quiz accounted for your grades. And so it is, you can see the results. If you go to the results, you can see this is the distributions. 86% or 86.5% out of everybody attended. As you can see, majority did well. But again, this is just based on what you have covered after the midterms. So if you have not taken this quiz, don't worry because I assume that you took 1, 2, 3. So whatever your grade in 1, 2, 3 is your quiz grade. Even you receive 0 in the quiz 4, it doesn't really matter. This is a sign so that you get to have a one bad day. Okay, so that's all. And also I want to go to the syllabus and talk few things about where we are. Um, Midterms are being still graded. I'll hope to release it before Friday so that you have it. And the the last week you can check your grades and you can tell me back whether your homework or midterms any points are missing, and that way I can update it. So you have the entire final week just to check whatever your grade was and whether there is somewhere we missed it. If any places we didn't really account for that. As I said, anybody who appear all the exams, all the submitted, all the homeworks, the minimum you receive is B. Um, I mean, irrespective of how well you did. But to improve that from there, you got to do well. And I see that most of you get mostly higher. This grade is not a problem here. The way this is designed, you got to focus on the your project. That's the main part of the class. And project wise, Renan already reviewed it. I have not reviewed it. The point is Renan will give initial feedbacks. You got some ideas so that you can work on it. And I will start giving feedbacks from Thursday. Thursday you'll get some of you'll get the feedbacks, and Friday you'll get rest of you. So that means from Friday this week onward, you have everything that you need to do to submit back the final projects anytime in the final week. So after that, I think the class is in the sense everything is, um, you should know your grade by that time. And let's see, anything else. We cover everything else that's needed. There is nothing really stand out for me. Let's see. Yes, there is a, you will um, receive one of the, um, I think you will get already you have received that for evaluations. And one of them is um, accreditations, ABET accreditation. So there are some questions related to that. You should really fill that out, because that helps the department to decide whether this is useful for your engineering course or not. And this is also part of the department evaluation. So you got to fill that out. And then also you'll have evaluation for this class as well as me. I really appreciate if you fill that up. I know that its deadline is sometimes in Saturday. So if you have not filled by this week, Friday or Saturday noon, after that you can fill that up, because I assume that I'll start putting the final grade from Saturday. So anytime you have a time this week, please fill that form. That will be useful for this class. I think that's all. That's all for the grade wise. Any question? And I'm pretty happy with how all of you have done so far. I see the projects are unique in a different way. You have made that effort. You pushed your imaginations and try different ways. So I see that interactions among groups when I read this stuff, because one person cannot do it. So I'm really happy about how all the groups have been working so far. So let's wait for the Thursday. That's the last class, and we'll see many more presentations. So be prepared for presentation for 12 minutes, because we'll have many presentations to go through. So we will not have extra time to discuss. Okay, so that's all for this class today. I'm going to stop recording.